Alright, welcome back to our HighFleet playthrough. Things are getting a bit hectic, or they have been hectic for the last few episodes, to be honest. We've taken out 2 strike fleets, we've taken out a missile carrier group. We just lost the Dreams of Issy, which is a terrible blow, and most of the Lone Badger to a missile strike that hit us from Jaffa and Rafat. So I think there's either 2 strike fleets up here, or a strike fleet, and maybe strategic missile group. There's also, we now know, this Renegade aircraft carrier group is still somewhere in this region, launching airstrikes across this way. I've been reading through the comments from the last video, and somebody pointed out to me that there's a very good chance that the planes that we encountered here at the City of the Hidden People may have been circumstantial. It could easily have been a fleet in this area launching an airstrike over to Abad, if they were down in Masada, for example, or over in Shaley, at the area that the Varyag cruiser was in to support them, and we just happened to cross paths here at the City of the Hidden People. My hope is that we're far enough off the beaten path that we'll be able to chalk that up to a unlucky circumstance, and that won't affect us going forward. This fleet is about to reach the City of the Hidden People. We want them to land and start just rearming, refueling. The fleet containing the Zero Sum and the Longbow, I don't know why this has been renamed, I must have messed up my renaming. Let's just fix that right now. Are in Tabal, just refueling. They're almost done. Let's just rename this back to Zero Sum. I don't want to forget its name, it's important. Zero Sum. I've been messing around in the shipbuilder for this ship, trying to get it to a stage where I'm happy to fly it. I mentioned in the last video that I'm not super comfortable with the fact that it is armored, but not armored enough to take hits, and also it's too slow to dodge hits. It's in a weird place. It definitely needs some more thrusters, and I need to make a decision on which way I want to take it. This double-barreled 180 is a very powerful gun with armor-piercing rounds, or even proxy-fuse rounds. It's devastating. But at the current state, it just can't go toe-to-toe with the bigger ships that it seems to be built to deal with. So that's just something we need to watch out for. Let's get out of here. Let's also remember that we do have the Sevastopol down here. And I'd like to get it to jump all the way to the City of the Hidden People if we can, but I don't think we've got any fuel left to buy here. Oh no, we've got enough fuel. So if that just means that it can just fly straight to the City of the Hidden People and not need to stop anywhere, and I'm quite happy with that jump because it needs to get up to the City of the Hidden People. I'm putting it on the screen, you can't see that, in order to get the rest of the engines that it needs to pick its speed up. Our most pressing matter at the moment is our strike group with the Rooster and the Lone Badger. They are very badly damaged, and they have not enough fuel to make it to the City of the Hidden People. I've made a lot of noise in CERT. I'm expecting the strike group up here to head to CERT to try and find us, but my hope is that we can escape into the desert and either ambush the strike group with bombers and rockets, or just get out of the way. But we need to, once this fleet arrives at the City of the Hidden People, I'm going to send my remaining Skylark over. I do actually have a fully repaired Skylark over. I think we need a name for this Skylark because it's a trooper. Over to intercept them and get them. Let's unpause the game and just see how things go. So we'll wait for these guys to land. I'm actually quite tempted to dispatch this Skylark now, but I don't think there's enough fuel. They need to have enough fuel to make it back, that's the thing. I could dispatch them with this much fuel. I'm actually just going to wait for the guys to land. Then I know that I'm not stealing fuel from anybody. I think that's the safest way to do it. They're almost there. These guys have left Tabal now as well, and they're heading over, which is great. So we'll finally have the fleet reconvened, and one of the most important things is these guys are carrying our KH-15 missiles. I'm going to switch these guys to, I know they don't have enough fuel, General, that's cool. I'm going to switch them I'm going to switch them to Flight Loiter, just to slow them down a little bit, keep them in the air, because these guys have now landed, so I can grab this Skylark, fuel them up. I haven't got quite enough fuel to make it to these guys. Let's just start. We're going to need a lot of fuel here anyway. Let's just start pumping some fuel into our tanks. We'll get enough just to get into the surrounding cities with what we have here. We're going to need this fuel. It's a safe buy. And as soon as I have enough fuel to send the Skylark out and intercept these guys and return, actually maybe want to go for 2 more ticks. That's fine. And then I'll get these guys. Yep, that's okay. Understood. I want you guys to head to here. And is he actually heading out? I don't think I actually dispatched him. No. Let's try that again. So you join up with them. And he should be coming now. No, because you know what I keep doing? I keep right-clicking because I've been playing different games. Now we left-click and send him out. Cool. Alright, let's just check out our ELINT at the moment. Now that this guy's heading over, we'll actually be able to get an ELINT update as well and just see if we're picking any pursuit. We don't have any powerful radar in this region. The only big radar we have is on the Sevastopol, which still has 32 hours on its repairs, so we're not in any rush to get it up here. These guys are out of fuel and loitering. As soon as they get joined up with, we're going to pump that thrust speed back up to get into the City of the Hidden People, and we're going to start repairs on them. And we should have components for these guys, and if we don't, we can start sending out Skylarks to pick stuff up. So they've now come back on. We'll put the thrust up and we'll just order them this way. Oh, have they actually combined yet? They've combined now. Do you guys have enough fuel? What's going on? The Skylark is now showing up in the fleet, but they don't have enough fuel, which is a problem. If we go to our other Skylark, fill it up with 100% fuel, and dispatch it, it should be good enough. Does it have tons of fuel like I wanted it to? Look at the range on it, it's ridiculous, but it should now get them in. Because they'd landed, it used up a lot of fuel landing and taking off. And it's quite complicated sometimes with the fueling mechanics in the air. Oh, okay, we've got a radio signal coming in. Someone was suggesting that these bands represented the first one being civilian, the second one being military, and the third one being high priority, and that's a really interesting way of looking at it. So this should be a civilian. Did I miss the transmission? Here it is. Just missed it slightly there. Come on, where are you? Back a little bit. I'm going to miss this transmission. Need a direction. Oh, I just missed it. Damn. Yeah, we missed the transmission, Piotr. I just missed it there. It took a bit too long finding it, unfortunately, so we didn't manage to catch that one. These guys are finally making it back, which is great. Everyone is joined up, so once these guys have landed, we'll start sorting some stuff out. And we can start making repairs on our Lightnings. I'm going to start off with the Rooster, because it's in better condition. We're definitely going to need to land both of them, which is going to be fun. So the Rooster needs repairs, the Lonely Badger needs repairs. The Wasp I didn't finish upgrading, I don't think. No, the Wasp just has some, I think it has durability, and it's also missing a ship. That's what the problem with it is. This Skylark needs repairs. At the moment, I'm thinking about just adding the fuel tank to it and using it as a dumb tanker. But we need a name for it. But first of all, let's get the Rooster into the docks. I need a lot. I'm going to land a lot of stuff here. I'm going to put them in the 19, and the reason I'm doing that is the other one needs a lot more repairs. I'm going to drop it. Actually, there's a 42 and a 74 over there. I've just noticed. So I'm going to put the really badly damaged Lightning in the 74 and I'm going to put this one in the 42. We're just going to see how long we can hide in this hidden city for, and this is hopefully going to show off just how useful hidden cities are, because the enemy are hunting for us, but they're not going to look for us in the desert. They're going to hopefully assume that we are Sorry, hang on a second. There we go. That we are repositioning into one of the cities around this desert. So before I bring the next ship in, let's just see what we can do here. I'm not worried about the Zenith missile, to be honest, but we're just going to pick it because it's called the Rooster fit out. So we can fully repair this guy, including the missile, which is pretty great. Do we have any other Zeniths? We do. Well, let's get both Zeniths on him then. I need to okay this. And I'm going to add this Zenith as well. I think the only thing we're missing now is a crew section, and I believe there's a missing crew section from here, but there are no crew pods available in this city. So for now, this is going to have to do, but I need to get this crew replaced, so I'm going to have to go out and find some crew. So what I'm actually going to do is make a note of that. We'll make a note of that on the map. So we'll just confirm this repair, call this the Rooster. I'm just going to jump out to the map for a second, and I'm just going to make a shopping list in-game. So we need crew modules. And that'll just remind me to get them. Okay, and now we're going to go... So that's going to take 8 hours, which isn't bad, to get the Rooster pretty much back to full working order. But now I need to get my next ship repairing as well. So that's going to be the Lonely Badger. Now this is going to be a much bigger job, but let's get this in the docks, and let's get this into the 74 bay. Because this guy has lost so much mass, he's actually falling very slowly. The other thing that's going to be quite hard to do is getting him on the ground without killing him. But we'll see what we can do. And you can see how much damage a cruise missile does. He took a hit from a cruise missile I wasn't able to shoot down. I also sent him tumbling. I'm very impressed with the crews of both these ships. Let's bring him in. He's running out of fuel already because of the fact that he has no fuel tanks left. We're down to 25% fuel, so I'm just being very careful about arresting his speed. So what I don't want him to do is just tumble out of the sky. I'm not going to be able to do very much about arresting his angle. We're just going to try and come down as lightly as we can. And also not hit the walls. We're down to 18% fuel now. It's alright. It's okay, we're down to 16% fuel. 15. Gently as possible. Minimize the damage as much as we can. That could have been better, but it could have been worse. Now, just while I continue and get this guy repaired, I do have 2 cats, and they are getting close to dinner time. There we go, that's a pretty good repair. 9,000 repair cost, but I think we've got most of the parts. We don't have the guns, though. Are the guns available here? Do I need to sell a missile? I do have a lot of missiles. let's sell one of my KH-15 nukes. I don't think I can. I don't know if I've got enough money for this. Let's just say no. I don't. Oh yeah. Okay. Apparently, I have enough money for that. Interesting. Oh, that's the total repairs across the two of them. Okay, so this guy's going to be back in action too. We've got the guns apparently. We've got all the parts. That's great. I want to try and repair this Skylark as well. I just want to give it the extra fuel tank for now, so we're going to land this guy as well. We're just going to put him in this 19 slot over here. Sorry that this session so far is just me landing ships, but it's important just to get us back on the road. We're sort of, you can think of this as the mid-season pit stop. I'm going to get aggressive after we've got these ships back in action. I'm going to spend some more time trying to work out the best way to get the Zero Sum up and running. That's a big one. And then we're going to start pushing hard for Kiva. Because we've taken out, is it 2 or 3 strike groups? I can't actually, 3 strike groups at this point. And Titan, Granite, and Varyag. So there's only 2 left. And I'm really liking our odds this earlier on in the campaign, taking out that many of them. So I should still have fuel tanks here, but I don't have it. There's a weird, it's not showing me the big fuel tank parts, just the small ones. So I'm actually just going to go here and grab one of these, and we're going to put it on. So what happened last time was I placed this and then accidentally unclicked it. And that's probably good enough just to make it look a little bit more balanced. We're just going to kind of balance out the shape of it here. So we'll put one of these on. We'll put one of these on. We'll grab a triangle piece. Nope, that's too big a triangle piece. We've only got one of these available apparently. And we need another triangle piece here, so we definitely don't have one. And we can't add a radar, but there we go. We've got a build for the Skylark. I will call this... Oh, did I not save that? Did that? No, because it's not a repair. It's just a put stuff on. That's fine. Okay. And that's going to be good for that. So let's unpause the game. We've got 25 hours of repairs here. We've got 30 hours of repairs here. So we're just going to speed the game up a little bit. Are we refueling? Let's get a little bit more fuel purchased as well. That's going to be really important. So let's just... We're just going to bottom out on fuel right now. I can sell stuff. The idea is we're going to make some money with the Lightnings when they're up and running. Because as soon as the Rooster's ready to go, we're going to start making some noise. Maybe over like in Sheba. And just try and pull the strike groups away from the City of the Hidden People. The other option is to go hunting for this aircraft carrier group. So how are we doing for repairs? The Rooster is now 2 hours left on its repairs. We're almost fixed the silent strike alarm. You'll notice that no retaliation has come for us out here in this area. So we're looking pretty good there. The other thing is I might head back to Chem and just grab this because it is a strategic intel center. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to send out the Rooster and one of our... I only have one Skylark available to me that has Elant. I'm not sure if I want to send it away from the City of Hidden People. The other option is this one. No, it's going to have to be this one. And can I send them out with enough fuel to make it back? Yeah, I can. So as soon as these repairs are finished, I'm going to send these 2 out. We've got 23 hours left on this repair. 1.3 hours, 1.0. That's the Rooster repaired, so we're going to send him out. And their job is to make us some cash, because we are really low on cash right now. Other stuff that we can be doing in the meantime. Let's have a look at the shipyard, which I can't find. We're going to land the Great Evil King. I don't even need to land him, because we're just swapping out missiles. It will slow things down if we don't. But I'm going to take these A100s off, because I want the range right now. And I'm going to put on a KH-15 normal and a KH-15 Elant. So KH-15P. So one for shooting right down radar, one for getting tracking signals. And we'll just quit out of there. I want to look at a bigger missile carrier as well. That's something else I want to build. When I've got a bit more cash, I'm probably going to make the Great Evil King a bit bigger, just so they can carry more strategic missiles for me, because they are going to get really important. It didn't take that long to get the Rooster back up and running, and that's another great thing about Lightnings. They're cheap to run. They're cheap to keep in the air, and they're cheap to bring back to life if they get wrecked. So 21 hours, we're going to be able to silent strike Chem, and then hopefully if Chem goes well, we'll move on to Masada. And then we'll actually maybe head up to Kumdag, and we'll use that to try and get some modules to upgrade our ships. This hidden city is in such a great location. Kiva is still quite far north, up here, but we're going to be moving fast once we get the next stage of the campaign moved on. I want to maybe take out one more strike fleet, make myself really comfortable, and then we're just going to get the Sevastopol up to speed, and we're going to start trucking north. I'm going to start being very aggressive with how we're taking ground. I could have dispatched the Lightning. I've been quite bad for that recently. I've just got too much going on. I should have done it. We've got the Rooster up against a Nimrod, which is a bit of a scary fight. A Ballistic and a Slugger I'm not worried about. This Nimrod, if you look at the design of it here, we've got 2 weak spots that I can see. The bridge is near the top. There is an armor plate here, but with AP ammo, which we have 38 of, I could breach through that and destroy the bridge. The other option is shooting up from the bottom where we have fuel tanks. The other thing that we need to bear in mind is that we have Zenith missiles on the Rooster, and as long as I can avoid shots, I'm going to try and hit the Nimrod with those missiles. The Slugger and the Ballistic, I'm not worried about. I'm taking AP, but I'm going to use HE against those, because they're pretty easy to kill. The Ballistic you just shoot at the top of and it'll die really fast, and the Slugger has one... It's kind of like... I don't even know why the armor plate's there, to be honest. So let's jump into this fight. We'll change our guns to HE, and we'll try and do as much damage as we can while they're on the ground. I'm not very good at these shots, but I don't want to get too close. I'm just going to watch out for those shots there coming in. And then if we can get the Nimrod selected, we'll take it out. I'm going to be a bit quieter while I fight this fight. Just want to make sure I'm concentrating and not making stupid mistakes, because I've wasted a lot of money on just dumb fights recently. Need to watch out for that ship's prox fuse ammo. That's a big danger to us. I'm saving my missiles for when I can actually lock onto the correct ship and not worry about them being shot down by somebody else, which is a big something you need to really bear in mind. We're on fire? Yeah, we're on fire, so let's just put that fire out. Okay, I'm going to fire a missile now. And that's that guy taken out with the missile. I'm going to save the other missile. I don't want to use it yet. I'm going to crash into him if I'm not careful. He's almost dead. Okay, and now we're down to just the Slugger. And he's down too. So that Zenith missile just made that fight very easy, where it could have been quite a difficult one to deal with. Missiles are great, and they sneak through armor. They do so much penetration through armor, it's crazy. Alright, what have we got here that's worth money? There's the A220, which I think I'm going to have to grab. We kind of want to get into the radar room, but honestly, it's just not worth our issues here. Morale's at 6, so I'm not super worried about searching for survivors. Earlier on in the game, this was my #1 importance because I couldn't risk my lightning sitting still for too long. Now they're a bit deeper into the game, and my lightnings have the Royal Guard upgrade. I'm not so worried about morale loss from not finding survivors. So I'm going to look at the other things that are pressing here. The main things I want to get here is the A220, and I want to get the fuel tanks, and I kind of want to get the ammunition as well, just to make sure the A220 isn't destroyed when I'm trying to pick it up. But let's get the fuel first. Now, we haven't triggered Silent Strike, so there's nothing going on. This city, I'm a bit worried about. They are blind here, so I do want to get Elint up and running on the other Skylark as soon as possible. There's nothing I can do about it right now. We're still repairing down here as well. We'll just keep an eye on this rescue. That's our main focus right now. We'll grab the ammunition next, just so it doesn't destroy the A220, because if I'm lucky, I'll be able to disassemble the hull as well, or search the cabins. Now, I'll get me some gifts that I could maybe give to another Tarkin if I find one. Okay, we'll get the A220. And we've got tons of fuel, which is great, so we're not spending any money on fuel, so it's pure profit from this point onwards. If I disassemble the hull, I'll be able to get repair parts that I can then use to repair the Lightning and not spend any money on repairing it. At the moment, I have none. The other option is I could go for the crew cabins to get some valuables. I want to roll the dice on the crew cabins, to be honest, because I'm not worried about how much this repair is going to cost. I'm probably not even going to repair the Skylark. But getting things to sell might be good. That's a lot of people died. We lost the kindness. That's the other issue, is you can lose worldview. Got a gold elephant, and we can still disassemble the hull. I don't want my kindness to get too low. We can actually check the status of it in a town. Chem's almost fully refueled our fleet. Look at the range they've got. I just love a lightning paired up with a Skylark. It's such a powerful team. And they've almost finished that rescue. We've got 70, what's the repairs? 17 hours left on the repairs. That's cool. Let's jump into the city. I'm not even going to bother repairing. I mean, they've lost an expendable, but I haven't got a spare one with me. No event, which is fine. What have they got for sale on the shipworks here? We've got some small quarters. I think I should buy a couple of these. Can I not buy them? Because I've got no money. Let's sell the A220, and now we'll buy a couple of quarters. I need a few of these just to, I think, fix up my lightnings. If I put this here, how long is it going to take? It's going to take half an hour. And that puts our crew up to 80 to 85, which is more than enough. So I'm going to just slop that in. I don't think I need it, but let's go. There's nothing else here I want to buy. So we'll just back out and we'll save that. And then we'll have a look at what's available in the supply section. We don't need to buy fuel. What I'm looking for is 130 AP. This is very important. I don't have that much money. We'll get that up to 50. I'm also looking for 180 prox fuse. And honestly 180 AP as well, but I can't afford it at the moment. And also bombs for my aircraft. Things are looking okay. I have so much 100mm AP that I'm not going to be using for a while. I will build a ship with 100mm at some point just to make use of that. Let's wait for that quick repair to go through. And now what I want to search for is strike groups. So yes, we were right. We've got, what's this, Elbrus? Elbrus is at Jaffa, currently landed, so they haven't moved out to investigate us. But I was pretty certain there was a strike group here, and we've got confirmation of that. Let's see if there's any tactical groups in range that we don't know about. Probably be up further north. Yeah, here they are here. So there's an aircraft carrier group at Osh, quite far forth. That's Is that Renegade? Because we previously saw Renegade here. So the aircraft carrier group that launched planes at us cannot have been at Renegade because they're all the way up there. So who is operating in this area to launch aircraft at us if it's not Renegade? Because Renegade is not here. We could also use this to calculate their speed because it's taken them 133 hours to get up here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's unpause the game, wait for this repair to go through, this crew compartment to be added. It's not going to take very long, and what we'll do is we'll take Masada as well. And then what I want to do is actually work my way towards Imgur, which we haven't looked at in a long time, but Imgur is where we think there's a Tarkan. Because when we were in Haran, which is this city here, they mentioned there's also T7 fighters for sale in Haran. If I make enough money, I can head back here and get those fighters. Repairs here are, how long do we go? 17 hours left on those. Let's just get rid of this hidden city marker. I found it very cathartic in the last episode, by the way, just clearing up all our markers that were over here. Aktag and Tushan are dangerous. We've got 16 hours left on these repairs. The lightning is ready to go, so we'll send them out. We'll just attack Masada, and we'll take that. And then we're kind of angling towards cutting Shayley off by capturing the towns around it, and then we'll maybe hit Shayley with the Rooster after we've maybe bombarded it with a couple of planes. Because if I am correct, I believe it is in range of a bombing run. It's just out of range. But that's fine, because what we could do is we could fly the Wasp and the other Skylark, this one here, just out into the desert a little bit, hit it with a couple of planes, and then we'll fly in with the Rooster and take it. And that'll be another save point to continue the campaign from, should, for whatever reason, we fail. Let's get ready to send the Rooster out on its own. I like to send it out when it's got enough fuel to return, in case something goes wrong. Doesn't really need it, but it's just good practice, I think, to do so. So let's launch them. There are mercenaries available here as well, so we may find some ships we want to buy. We've got a radio signal coming through. So judging by that, this is the priority signal, which I quite like. I quite like it as a theory. Let's see what we've got. I wonder if someone wants us to come and meet with them. Just back a little bit. There we go. And then in the direction. Totally encrypted. For now, I'm not going to play the encryption minigame. We're too deep in this video to mess around with it, but we'll keep track of this message. It's marked on our map, and we can investigate it later. But we can decrypt that message. I haven't picked up any decryption parts, but you can kind of figure it out yourself. I'm not great at decryption. It's probably one of my weaknesses. It's not something that hugely interests me, but we'll work on it, and I'll go through the theory of it as well. Let's hit Masada and see what this looks like. It's nice to have our... It's still going a bit slow, actually. It's 692. Probably because of that crew compartment we added. So we've got a garrison here at Masada. We'll just take them out. What have we got to deal with? A slugger and 2 courageouses. It's not even a fight. I'm not even going to bother loading any special ammo. And they're on the ground. We'll just try and bombard them as much as possible from the air. Got a missile coming in on us. We're not going to launch our Zenith in this fight. No way. We'll just try and dodge this. Not that it's that big a problem in a lightning to deal with missiles. That's the big problem with the Zero Sun, by the way. It is a terrible ship for dodging missiles. Okay, I need to play this a bit more carefully. One of the funny things about the Sloggers is because they've only got those 2 engines, sometimes they get these crazy spins and their shots just go everywhere. And that's the battle over. And we should get the 280 D mullets from that ship. As loot, which is a bit more money for us, and we're just back into making some money. So we've got 1 mullet available to us. We've got no survivors to deal with. We've got fuel tanks, ammunition, radio room. I definitely want to get this mullet. I'd like to get the 2A37 as well if I can. Get the fuel tanks too, because that will speed us up. I'm probably not going to be able to grab this 2A37, to be honest. I could try for it and roll the dice on the accident. How are we doing for crew? I'm just 123% crew. I can afford to lose some crew trying to get another gun. And then we're going to try and grab the fuel tanks if we've got time for it. Still haven't triggered the silent strike alarm. So as far as the enemy is concerned, we've just vanished. They have not followed up with any more airstrikes, which is fantastic. So they don't know where we are. I want to get the fuel tanks and I want to try and get the radio room, I think. The captain's cabin can have some interesting stuff, but it rarely hits. Let's go for the radio room. Tons of fuel, which is great. Just keeping the tanks fully topped up. That refueling alarm always gets me. I'm always checking my ELINT when it goes off. We've got a first bit of... Well, that's not our first bit of encryption. There is, if we go in here and we click on the cipher key, I think we've got a couple of pieces. Yeah, we've got piece 21. I believe this piece goes here, but we haven't got the whole thing, and that's the key fragments are funny. Do I want to try and search the... Well, if I search the captain's cabin, I'm not going to get it because the ammunition is going to explode, so we might as well grab the ammo. Let's see how things are looking with the Sevastopol. 12 hours left on its repairs. We've got 13 hours left on the repairs in the City of the Hidden People. We should have a little bit of money after this. We'll just see what's going on in Masada, and that's probably where we'll end the video. Might go on a little bit longer. If you can hear any noises in the background, I apologize. It is my cats. They are desperate for food. Even though it's not time to feed them yet, but anyone who has cats will know what it's like. Let's check what's going on in Masada. Taking a little bit of damage on the Rooster. I might just quickly land it, just to get that topped up while we're here. There's a 62 repair bay over there, so we'll just quickly land in that as quickly as we can. Try not to get too lazy and power down too fast. Actually, I've talked about it before, but I really like this minigame. It just helps ground you in the world a little bit. Even though I took the landing gear off the Zero Sum and the longbow earlier. Let's just come over a little bit to the right. We're a little bit too far to the left. And we'll just ease it in. Looks like there's a Jaguar there on my left. Or could it be a Lightning? Oh, it could be a... Armor on 100 millimeters. Alright, what have we got for sale here? Oh, we've got another event. With great resolve. You're approached by the officers from the landing team. Tarkan, sir, they say. It is too quiet out there. Nobody's coming to greet us in the city. This bodes ill. They insist that you should seize the Doyen's palace and crucial city infrastructure at once, before it is too late. So I can send troops into the city, which will almost definitely increase my fear worldview. Or, we're not sending troops into the city, post guards around the ships, that will be enough. So if we just check my worldviews. Oh, I've only got 2 allies. So this is my ally state. These are my fleet, and this is my worldview. So at the moment, my fear is at -1. My Romani is at 2, and the only thing I really have at anything is Romani. So if I send troops into the city, it'll probably make it safer for me, but it probably won't make people like me more. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm not going to send troops in, even though it means we may get attacked. So my worldview of force has gone down. Your officer's suspicions turn out to be justified. The locals categorically refuse to cooperate with you. The wharf workers do not repair your ships, and the Doyen is likely pulling to report your presence to the governor. So we should just get out of here. Treason is likely. Let's have a look. So we've got it's a Yars, which is a nice pickup. We've got a Scarab. It's like an upgraded Lightning, essentially. The downside is it hasn't got the thruster engines, the bottom engines that the Lightning has. And we've also got is this a Navarin? Yeah, it's a Navarin. Navarin's a good little ship. It's got bombs. It's got 75mm guns. It's just okay. So we'll just check if there's anything for sale before we get out of here. We're full on ammo, full on fuel, sorry. We've got anti-air 122 rockets. I've got so many rockets, I'm not really that worried. There is one 80mm prox fuse here. I'll maybe just grab up to 20 of that. I'm not worried about money again because I've got... what's the word? I've got the things to sell, but I can't sell them in Masada. So I think we're just going to... We might not even wait until we've refueled from Masada, to be honest. We might just move on. But that's for the next video. I know it's not been the most exciting video, but what we're looking at is just a stage where we're finally regrouping. We were originally trying to regroup when we were down here, but now we're regrouping up here in a much better position. Looking at the map for future difference, there may be a hidden city somewhere here, or possibly here, but most likely here, which will be our next spot to leapfrog to. And that puts us getting closer. I know it looks like Kiva is a long way away, but once we've taken out these strike fleets, we will be moving a lot faster. It's just getting our ships refitted so they can move, or refit so they can move at a decent speed. But I hope you've enjoyed watching and you have a great time, and I will catch you later. Cheers.